no chance in the background. He's snoring. I hope he is not too distracting. He's like midday nap. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin, if you don't know who I am. I started this channel as a health and wellness channel, and then I haven't really touched it, honestly, since I went back to school. Like maybe here or there, like a few tips on how to brush your teeth, because I'm in school for dental hygiene. This video is going to be a little bit different, because I had like a realization yesterday that I think would be helpful to share. I always want to, share what I know, because I think that's how everybody grows. So if you have been on your health and wellness journey and you feel like you've reached a plateau, maybe the other thing to consider is your mindset. And that's what we're going to talk about in this video. So if you're interested in this, just keep watching. I gotta start out with giving you a little bit of background information. This might be TMI, but hopefully, I think we're mainly females here, and mainly you know me. So basically, I'll tell you what happened. I have been on the birth control pill since I was like, I don't know, 15, 16 years old. Long time. And I recently decided that I wanted to get off the pill. So at this point, I have been off of the pill for 2 months. And that's kind of what really, I've always been focused on my health and fitness and wellness and kind of how I feel overall about myself and eating healthy foods. But this, getting off of my pill and really, really wanting to regulate my hormones and make this as smooth a transition as possible, that's what has really, really pushed me to get on my health game. So phase 1 was probably 3 months ago, where I wanted to really think about incorporating healthy foods, because it's all tied together. Your health and wellness as a woman is, obviously connected to your period, and if something is off, chances are something is off with your health and wellness, and chances are you're not giving your body everything it needs. The very first step that I took on this journey was just making sure I was eating whole foods all the time. So I really wanted to cut out, eating out and eating unhealthy. Baby steps always, because especially if you're not used to eating healthy all the time or eating at home all the time, for me, it wasn't so much okay, every single meal needs to be a healthy meal. For me, the very first week of this whole thing was every meal doesn't need to be a healthy meal, but every meal needs to be eaten at home. You do it in steps. You got to start somewhere, is what I'm saying with that. And where I started was with making a list for groceries and getting myself to buy groceries and cook food at home. So Sunday, every single week, I will sit here and brainstorm meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner that I know how to cook. I know that I'll eat it and I won't waste it. And it's really easy for me to incorporate it into my day-to-day routine. From this list, I put it on here, which is just a calendar. My handwriting is atrocious. That basically just has the days of the week on it, Monday through Friday, and then there is a little slot for the weekend if you needed an extra day, Saturday, or whatever you were going to do for Sunday as well. And basically through those days, I just plug in, I just take from this big list and I just plug in what I'm going to have on which days. And I try to be mindful of which food would carry over to the next day, which are the similar foods, all that stuff. And that's just something that I've gotten, better at as I went. And so this has really, really helped me. Definitely not perfect, but I will say this works for me. So, after this, I was okay, next step. And you know what, to be honest, I didn't really see a huge difference. Sometimes I felt better, but I didn't really see a huge difference in my body. I mean, granted, it was only probably a week when I did this, but so then I added in fitness, working out. Probably could have been more consistent with that, absolutely, but still same thing. End of the week or whatever, I felt I didn't really see any results, and I was okay, this sucks. I feel like I'm doing everything super healthy, and I'm not losing weight, and here I am still not losing weight mentality. So then the very last step for me for this whole process, for the end of this goal for the month, it was for January, it was for the month of January, to slowly incorporate everything. And I really wanted to lose not that much weight, but I wasn't sure. I was trying to track it. So the last step was for me to get a scale. Now, it seems that's not a big deal. Get a scale. Yeah, that's cool. But just to give you a little bit more background about myself, as I had a pretty severe eating disorder when I was 11 to 12 years old. And it wasn't just disordered eating. I was really sick. I'm not sick anymore. I think that I'm well, and I think that I'm well enough to be able to handle a scale, and I think I will use it to, help myself in this healthy lifestyle and reach my next goals. And I'll tell you that I know that my mindset is obviously very different, because of why I'm making this video in the first place. So I get my scale, right? And I set it up yesterday and I'm like so excited. I'm like, okay, I know that I've definitely gained weight over the year. I mean, quarantine didn't help, but I think I was already going that route anyway. Don't know if it's because I'm 30. Don't know if it's because I have no idea. No idea why. Definitely not as active as I used to be, but I'm still quite active. So I don't know. Either way, I knew this was just going to be a starting point. I was like, okay, I'm going to start here and then I'm going to get better and I'm going to feel so much better. So I get my scale yesterday and I get on it. And yeah, the number is big. I knew I gained weight. I know it. I feel like it too. And then I'm like going in, I'm like super excited about the scale because it has like your BMI and it has your total body fat and, your visceral fat levels, which is like basically the fats around your organs. So those are really important numbers to be looking at. And I'm like looking through and my number, and like I feel like shit. Just so that you know, like I don't feel good about myself, which is why I'm like still like, wait a minute, I need to lose weight, I need to lose fat. But here's the thing is that like when you get older, your body changes, and I have preached that since I was literally a 20-something who had no idea what I was talking about. I was like a 24-year-old girl, like, oh, your body changes as you get older. Shut the fuck up, you 24-year-old freak. You have no idea what happens yet. But I'm just saying, that is true. Like, I was coming from a very genuine place because I meant it. But it's easier said than done to just accept that your body is changing and that you're doing everything you can and that you're being healthy. Sometimes the image of health is not the image of health that you have in your head. And that was the realization that I had yesterday when I stepped on the scale. Then I'm like looking at my numbers and everything is healthy. But like the biggest thing that I was looking at, just for like my period reasons, is your body fat. So I'm like looking at it. Fitness is anywhere like, which is good and acceptable, is anywhere between like 22 to like 25% body fat. My mind was bullying my body this whole time. Like, oh, you're so fat. Like you've gained so much fat. And it's just like, no, you're 30 years old and you're a woman. And your body, in order to do what it's supposed to do, needs that fat. And that is the problem. That is the problem that I'm having, is like with especially social media. But I mean, I think at this point we know that social media is fake, but it doesn't matter. You still want to take that social media photo and you still want to look good on your account or whatever, and you don't want people to like look at you and be like, oh, she's gained so much weight. And it's like, yeah, but she needed to. What you think healthy looks like and what healthy actually looks like are probably two really different things. Because to be honest, when I put my numbers in, it looks like I'm the picture of health. I just told you I feel like shit about myself, because I do. Right now, I am healthy. And what I'm doing for my body to be like at its optimal performance level is exactly what I should be doing. The point that I'm trying to make, the overall big takeaway from this video, is progress over perfection. Perfect doesn't exist. Everybody's different. And health isn't always what you think it's going to look like. It's not perfect. There is no such thing as perfect. And as you get older, that picture of health is going to change. So you have to change that mental image in your head, because nobody deserves to live thinking they're not looking good or good enough or feeling bad about yourself in any way. Like, there's enough things in the world that we can be worried about, and like yourself, being at war with yourself is just not one of them. I've had like a shift of awareness that like where I'm at is okay. I just want to really get up there with my muscles and be doing all the right things for my body. But yeah, sometimes you're exactly where you're supposed to be and your mind just hasn't caught up yet. So I hope that can help you, and take that with you throughout your week and into adulthood. And if you're having like a bad day, do something that makes you feel good, because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. I'm going to go back to school now and doing my studies. So I hope you have a great rest of your day, your week, your weekend, whenever you watch this video. I hope you feel good about yourself. And if not, I hope you're taking those steps to get that control back. And don't forget, up here really matters. Have a good one, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.